Hey guys, just doing a video today. Thought I'd do a live stream. These videos I do on YouTube, basically I do them live anyway. Like I don't do edits, I don't do retakes, I don't do anything like special at all. So what I thought I'd do today is just talk about Nate Bear, and if anybody wants to come on and ask questions, they can in the chat, or if they want to, they can even come on to the actual like chat with me here, and we can just talk about whatever you guys want. Until I see people turning up, I'm going to try and follow just kind of like the vague script that I always do with these videos. And I'm going to talk about Nate Bear's recent huge win on AMD. And we're just going to talk about that a little bit. And if you want to ask questions, feel free to ask in the comment section on the right. I'm not promoting this in any way. I haven't sent out any links to anybody saying, hey, come and join me, on this live. It'll just pop up if you're a subscriber. So hopefully people that see this are going to be the people that are most interested. So subscribers will log in and just kind of watch this and see how things are. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Daily Profit Scanner from Nate Bear, a little bit about Profit Surge Trader from Nate Bear, and all these types of things. So basically, let's have a look at AMD. So I see people are starting to join. Comment in the section on the right if you want to talk about particular topics, and I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to share results, whatever. Just let me know, and we can go from there. As is, I'll just go on my usual like random YouTube presentations and kind of just show you like what I'm wanting to talk about. And the main thing I want to talk about tonight is AMD. So on February 27th, Nate Bear gave basically a presentation that was promoting this daily profit scanner that you can see on your screen right now. And he basically said, hey, like this thing is what I'm going to use going forward. And going forward, I'm going to use this for bonus trades for Profit Surge Trader, but I'm also going to use it for as like everyday trading. So it's like he's basically kind of used what they call AI, which isn't really AI, to actually be like, a good scanner for squeezies. So I thought this was really cool, and I thought it was really good. And he gave a pick at the end of the webinar for you guys that saw that. It was AMD, and so AMD was it was a wild ride, and I'll show that in like a few seconds here. But AMD basically grew 300% or something ridiculously right before its expiration date on the options that he gave. So that was really cool. So I thought I'd take the time here. If you're basically able to attend this live, you can ask me questions. If you're not, no problem. You can always email me. My email is stockalertsreviewed@protonmail.com, and you can email me any questions you want and basically ask me what you want about Nate Bear services. They're some of the best services for the buy side options that I've come across for a long time. So definitely check those out. If you want. So my favorite is Profit Surge Trader. It's one main trade a week, which is really cool. And I think it's PLTR this month. So every Monday we're doing like a call or a put on PLTR. So definitely check that out. Anyway, let's get going with the main thrust of the live here. So basically, I want to show you the screen right here. I'll just have to close that down and show my actual. Let's see where we are, share screen. I'm just going to show you what happened with AMD. So if you look at the chart on AMD, how amazing is this? It's spectacular. I mean, there's no other word for it, right? It's absolutely spectacular. Nate alerted around the 27th, which was just before the dip. So you can see the dip on the chart here. And then it's just sudden like ramping up was amazing. So he basically had subscribers who were buying or looking to buy his new scanner basically get in just before this dip, and people were freaking out because these were down like 50-80% for some people depending on when you bought. And then the squeeze basically just kept squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until this thing just exploded to the upside. Just like boom, all the way up. And I mean, look at this thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not saying this is what everything is always going to be like with Nate Bear. It's not. Like if you look at the 178 here to 200 plus, I mean, that's insane. I mean, it's just such a crazy move. like such a crazy move. But it shows the power of what Nate is able to do. And I saw a lot of comments from people basically saying this has solidified Nate's authority to them as somebody who is able to basically read charts in a way that most people cannot. And that's not surprising given that this guy took $37,000 and turned it into $2.7 million in four years. So I'm not surprised at all. I stopped out on this. I was a total wuss. As soon as this gap down and then rebounded a little bit, I stopped out. But there were some people buying in this region, like in this low region between, where it gapped down. Like, let me show you on the chart here a little bit. It's hard to kind of juggle this live. Maybe I shouldn't have done this live, but basically in this region here, people were loading up, like just loading up. And we got testimonials saying people were making 200, 300, 400, 500% on these options, going all the way up here, which was just truly amazing. And so I can show you a couple of those testimonials, a couple of the charts and things. Let's have a look here. Zoom out. Hopefully you guys can see some of this stuff. So, and my goal here is not to promote his new scanner. I don't know how good it is yet. I've got it. I've got access to it. Here was the original alert, roughly AMD at 176. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just double check. So yeah, just looking here. It's not switched to the right thing yet. So let me just switch it to the correct setting. So let me see. This is annoying. Maybe live wasn't the best way to do this. I thought it would be a good idea to do, but very few people without promoting this actually turn up on live streams. So at least you guys get to see my face a little bit if you're new to the channel, because this is going to be up for a while. But it means I have to keep like shutting this down and switching to different screens. So hopefully you can see that now. The main thing here is in the comments over here. I'll just say hello over in the comments. You can type in here, and I can, take any questions that you have about things. So if you look at the snapshot that I took of the scanner on that particular day that was alerted, he was looking at the squeeze on AMD, which was really cool. And so you can actually backlog that on the scanner. You can like back test it. You can go back and check out what these things were. But you can see here that basically it's like a 12 plus A, 12A plus. So what this means is this had 12 squeeze dots and it was A plus settings. So like the best setup you can possibly imagine, plus other squeezes on other time frames, and also a down arrow to the downside. So not absolutely perfect, but really, really nice. And of course he was right. This thing just blasted off. It was really cool. And you can see that the guy below here, he said, like, wow, sold my AMD options and made 250% on it. No way. I thought that would happen yesterday. Fair play to SAM, which is the name of this particular program that Nate Bear came up with, SAM. So fair play to Sam and Nate. Now, I think with this particular play, it was super volatile. I mean, he has 2 or 3 services. One is DPL, or Daily Profits Live, which is very risk, high reward. That's how you build an account fast. And he has Profit Surge Trader, which is like more slow, steady gains. And I think this was somewhere in between, although it edged more towards being a high risk play. So definitely had people on the edges of their seats. But this paid off, thankfully, at the end of the day. And so I'm seeing a few people joining the live stream here. If you want to ask questions, again, on the right, just type in your questions. I can answer you. If you want to join in and talk to me face-to-face live, you can do that too. That's fine. This is going to be up on the channel for as long as my channel exists, which will be a while. But if not, I'm going to talk about various different things here. Hopefully they're helpful to you. So I'm going to take a little step back here and talk a little bit about Profit Surge Trader. So if we go through Profit Surge Trader, basically one of the things that Nate looks for is, the first thing is trends. So if you don't know about Nate, Nate basically looks for a TPS setup. So he first looks for trend. And so this is how he defines the trend. And so you can see here, it's a rather crude drawing, but basically on SPY here, I've drawn an up arrow. From left to right, it's going up. You can see the 8 EMA is above the 21 and above the 55. That's a settings for trend. So if that is something that is occurring, that comes up on his radar. And until SAM, this AI software that he's produced, happened, he had to do this manually, of course. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but he still managed to do it. So that was the first thing he looks for is the stock or index that he's looking at, is it in a trend? Is it going up? And that is a criteria. So there's a little nugget for you straight away. Is it in an uptrend? Is the 8 EMA above the 21? Is it above the 55? I think he has there. People use all different EMAs and stuff. In Nate's case, these are the ones he uses. And to be fair, he seems to have done well with it. So fair play to him. So that's the trend part of things with TPS. So obviously, the trend is totally obvious. Like you can do that pretty quickly and easily on most brokerages or on TradingView pretty easily. But the harder part is looking at the squeezes and things like that. And so if you look at the screen right now, what I've done is I've pulled up the slide that shows, I don't know if we're going to make this full screen. Let's see, it kind of makes it easier. So you can see that on the screen right now, you can see that SAM, which I'm trying to remember what SAM stands for. It's something stupid. It's not really that important. So it showed an A+ squeeze for Nate around the 27th when he bought calls. And the stock was around 175. And then we had the slight dip and everybody freaked out. And then boom, just this massive move up for a huge winner. It's at like 210 or something now. So everybody's really excited. And so that's part of what was promoted in the Daily Profit Scanner as well. So I have the Daily Profit Scanner. So if you're listening and you're live, you can ask me. I can kind of show you different days, talk about that a little bit. Any interaction on that kind of stuff is welcomed. And yeah, just let me know. I'm just going to go through some basic stuff that I feel like would be interesting for the general audience. I don't see a lot of people on. I'm not surprised given how late in the weekend it is. I don't have a lot of time. I probably have like half an hour to talk about this type of stuff. So people have been asking me what SAM is. And so SAM is this scanner that basically looks for squeezies. And it's something that is pretty worthwhile by the looks of it. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Haven't done many trades at all from it, just based on that. There are a couple of caveats that I'll talk about later on in this live stream, and you guys can ask questions if you want to. So what is the data on SAM? Well, apparently they've done a 5-year back test on the S&P 500. This is based on peak exits, which would have been, which could have found 7,286 profitable plays with an 82% win rate, average of 5 winners per trading day. Right. So this is market material. This is cool, but what is missing from here is the pattern. So SAM is brilliant at finding squeezes, and it's good at finding trends, but it misses out the pattern part of things. So any backtest here has to be taken with a huge pinch of salt. And most marketers and people that are involved with this product, hopefully nobody from Nate's team is watching this. This is not, I'm not saying this is a negative thing, but you got to be careful with these numbers. This sounds really great. But the real key here is Nate's experience or your own experience, where you can say, well, these trades, show these squeezes, but the pattern's not quite right. And we can talk a little bit about the patterns as well that Nate uses, and they're pretty good. So, yeah. So let's have a look over here. Full access to SAM is a silver level 1. They have these different levels. You can email me at stockalertsreviewed@protonmail.com. I can give you the details of how to get the best possible price. I can't guarantee you what price you'll get, whether they'll give you a discount, but I'll do the best I can to help you. The software is awesome. But honestly, my first impressions of this, and this has only been going on for a week or so, is that if you just join Profit Surge Trader, you'll get the full advantage of this for a tiny fraction of the price. and I'll leave a link for that in the description below. And I also just could post it in the comment section here as well when I get a chance. Not that there's really anybody posting in here. But if you're watching, let me know. I'm happy to have you come on and chat to me one-on-one as well. I can send you a link. I can post a link as well in the chat here, which will allow you to come on. And you don't have to go on camera. You can just kind of come on and chat. If you have particular questions, if it's easier for you than typing. Yeah, so let me know what you want to see on this live stream. I have about 20 minutes to talk about Sam and about Nate Bear stuff. I don't know if you can see the screen right now. Just switch to the Daily Profit Scanner, or SAM as it's known. Let me just double check. Nope, it's not changed. That means I have to go into stop screen, which makes me appear right here. And then I have to go to the present. It's very clunky, but it gets there eventually. So go to here. Here is SAM, if you can see it on your screen right now. So with SAM, or Daily Profit Scanner, this is what you get. So, hey, Tonto Reeves, thanks for your first comment. It's cool to see that without any advertising at all. Normally, I promote this channel really heavily to get people to come to these things. It's nice to see a comment, so thank you very much for your first comment right here. Even if it is pretty simple, which is how much is SAM? SAM is about $2,000. They have a variety of different fees and levels, so it can vary a little bit depending on what levels you want. I have the one that's around $2,000. It includes Nate's watch list. So you can see, if you can see the screen here, it says like Nate Profit watch list. Let me click on that. That's actually pretty valuable because basically it's his like top selection, and you can see here that AMD still has an 11A plus rating on the daily. So he's a swing trader. So even though this thing has moved like a lot, now this is actually a historical data, so I need to make that clear. This was on the 27th of February, so let's be really clear here. This was on the 27th of February, so you can go back and look at what the squeezies were doing. So this is part of the reason he bought this, was this is a huge, huge mover, potentially. Now, so if you don't want the private watch list, which is what's coming up here, you can just get the S&P 500s and the indices, and it's a bit cheaper. However, I'd pay for the extra and get the private watch list as well. I think it's worth it. To be honest, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think SAM, in my opinion, is worth it. I think you should join Profit Surge Trader, where he uses SAM and his own experience to filter everything down to the absolute best possible thing that he could possibly show you, and then pay for it. So no, so some people are asking more questions here. The price is annual or lifetime. I think it's annual. It's crazy. I can start posting links if you guys want. I don't want this to be like some crazy promo thing, but this is annual. It's not lifetime. They don't do lifetime at this company. These guys are run by a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They're a franchise essentially of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They're governed by the rules, so you don't get discounts very easily. You don't get coupons very easily. You don't get like, lifetime deals. It's very strictly governed. It's also very regulated, which is good because they put them through their paces, right? So people like Nate Bear that join have to prove that they have the real track record that they really do have, right? So that's the positive. The negative is it's very difficult to get deals from them. So there's pros and cons to both. So Rob's saying it's not lifetime. Is that lifetime? It's not lifetime. It's annual. So it's every year you have to pay the $2,000 as far as I know. You can always reach out to them and see what you think. What time frame does Sam work with? So Sam works with all the time frames you can see there. Hopefully you can see it. Sometimes it's really hard on YouTube to really show the different time frames. I can read them out to you if you can't quite see them. I know it's difficult for me. So basically, Nate loves weird time frames like the 130 minutes, the 78 minutes, the 195, where you split the day into particular sections. So starting on the left here, you have weekly, daily, 195 minute, 130 minute, 78 minute, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 10 minute, and 5 minute, and they all give the squeeze data across the board. So just to be clear again, this is looking back to the 27th of February. I can change this date on the left here to whatever I want it to be. At the moment, I'm just setting it to what he saw when he did his presentation to sell the SAM software to people on that day. And there was a couple of down squeezes. Well, not squeezes, but down momentum on the shorter time frames. But to him, that was dwarfed by the fact that we had this 11 squeeze A plus trend on AMD. And he was right, and it was crazy. So yeah, and so you have the volume buzz and some other things in here as well. But being completely honest with you guys, and I'm always honest with everybody about things, this SAM software is cool. I haven't taken any trades from it yet though, because I'm going to get dished up with Profit Surge Trader, the best of what's on here plus Nate's experience all in one, for a fraction of the price that Daily Profit Scanner costs me. So I'm not too worried about buying the, like, you know, keeping the software. So all right, so let's see what else we have. How much is Lifetime Profit Trader? So let me check. So I want to just be able to open up a tab here. I'll tell you how much it is in a sec. So just bear with me, guys. I'm not used to doing these impromptu lives like this. So it's something that usually I drive a lot of traffic to, and then I just like kind of go for. But I figured, you know, let's just see what happens today. So what you need to do to figure out what the lifetime is for the live, for the lifetime. Oh, Tonto's already answered. That's cool. So the lifetime is $5.97. Let me post a link for the just like the cheapest one, which is amazingly they've brought it down to $1.97. And this is where like this differs from most different like companies, is if you pay $179, which is what the link that I'm just about to post is. So if you just go to the order form right here, it'll say $179 for a year, but as you go through the process, it'll let you choose your different levels, and so you can get it for $5.97 for the whole like lifetime, which is really cool. So yeah, I would do it for a year though. $179 is nothing. Like you make that one trade easily. I wouldn't commit to the $5.97 to be honest, and you know, unless you're, you know, you have $100,000 account, you don't care. It's just like, okay, just go for it. Because, and the reason is these things go through cycles. And this is something that a lot of people won't talk about. But 2 years ago, Bullseye Trades with Jeff Bishop was going so well that the, you know, I was putting all my money into it. It was amazing. Every trade was 100% winner. But then in 2023, everything became much harder to trade. In 2024, it's become much harder to trade Bullseye Trades as well. And I'm really glad I didn't buy a lifetime, you know, for that. I've bought several years for it, but not full, like, you know, lifetime. So I wouldn't buy anything for lifetime unless you really, really like are excited about it. Just because you might decide, like maybe later on you want to upgrade. They'll probably upgrade you, you know. So yeah. Hey CRR, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, just doing an impromptu random live stream here about the about Nate Bear stuff. I'm not trying to sell the scanner to anybody, the Daily Profit Scanner. Just wanted to talk about AMD's amazing raise to success from the alert. The alert was really aimed at both the Daily Profit Lives and the Profit Surge Trader guys. And I'm trying to tell people on this live stream, which will be also on my main channel, like I'll put it properly on as a video, that really Profit Surge Trader is the way to go. It's $179 for a year. Try it out for a year. If you like it, I'm sure they'll give you a deal for a lifetime or whatever. But markets change, people change. Nate Bear might change. He might not be here in a year. Probably will be, you know. Yes, CR, and yeah, I know you're in Profit Search. I bet you love it as well. Like the number of people that are saying how much they love it has been ridiculous. So see, it's just been fantastic. If any of you guys want to jump on and actually talk to me on voice chat, you don't have to show your face. I'm happy to do that too. It's something that might be a little bit different for, bit of weekend action. Just let me know. Say yes, I want to jump on, the comments. Say yes, Russell. I want to talk to you online like this, and it's easier sometimes to answer and go back and forward on questions and do stuff than just using a chat. So let me know if that's what you want to do. I have probably 15 minutes or so to talk about this stuff. So let me just get my thoughts together. Post any questions. I'm just trying to think what else I want to say here. It's a complicated system. I have tons of testimonials I can show, but I'm not in a particular selling mood where I'm trying to like promote this stuff. I don't know if you can see the screen right now. Let me check. Let's see. No, you can't. I'm just looking at the prices for the scanner. I do believe in scanners. I really think teaching people to fish is important. I really do. Well, that's nice. That's nice, John Johnson, that you've used SAM for indices, and I'm amazed. That's great. That's good to hear. I love hearing success stories. So thank you for that. So the thing you're seeing on the screen, CR, is the SAM scanner. I've set it backdated to the 27th, when basically Nate Baer did his like presentation type thing, and basically it's pretty cool. But like Turnkey is saying here, and I kind of agree with them. Like, I do think it's overpriced. You can do squeezies, like you can scan for squeezies with other programs, so you can do that. But the power for this one is the different time frames, right? So you can look at all these different time frames up here, and you can scan them all in real time for the squeezies simultaneously, which is actually very difficult to do and takes a lot of computing power, which is definitely interesting. And the added benefit here is the A plus does add in the trend, which is also something that is difficult to program yourself. Now, advanced traders can do all this; it's not a big deal. So yeah, but I do believe that $2,000 for this is a little much, given that you can get Profit Surge Trader for $179, which is ridiculous. I'm just posting the link right here. If you sign up for Profit Surge Trader, that form that I just posted, and I'll post it in the comments below as well, you can get what Nate is looking at in this, but he's using his own 15, 20 years of experience to then filter out these things using the patterns. And this is the biggest downfall of this profit scanner, is that the pattern is not included. And the pattern is super important, right? The pattern includes things like bull flags. Like, is it in a bull flag? This does not, none of this data reflects the fact that it's in a bull flag. You have to do that manually. So you can go into the scanner. I'll show you how to do that right now. So you can go into AMD and click on it, and it pulls up a picture of the particular chart that you're looking at. So hopefully you guys can see that. And so let me just take off the overpriced thing, because while I'm not trying to promote this, I also don't want people to be turned off by the fact that, this is maybe not the most price, the best price system out there. Now, the problem here is you can see that the pattern isn't taken into account, right? Like, this is given an A plus setup, not because it had like a gap up and then this consolidation or whatever. I'm not sure. Let's zoom out. I'll show you. So we had this gap up, and then this run up right here. So 27 is here somewhere. It only tells you squeeze and trend. So the pattern part has to be up to you. So what we need to do is actually go to the daily time frame here. So let's see if we can go to the daily time frame, because a lot of these things are more apparent on the daily. And so you have to recognize that around the 27th, we were in a bull flag, which you can barely see here. Let's see if we can zoom out. Okay, this is more obvious now. Okay. So Nate chose this based on Sam's scanner result during his live webinar presentation, which is a bold move because it's always going to be hard to do when you're under the pressure of like a live webinar sales event, right? But he chose this based on the fact that we have this consolidation here to the 27th right here. And look how accurate he was that this thing just took off. It didn't feel like that to people that got in on the 27th or the 28th because we had this tiny dip. But look at this thing, it just exploded. The problem is like this pattern, this trend was included in A plus rain, but the pattern of this consolidation or flag almost, kind of call it a flag, to then this move up wasn't included in the SAM software. So we were relying on basically Nate's experience that this thing was going to consolidate for this long, and he timed this within days, which was pretty amazing to see. Some people might say luck. I say it was experience. So it was pretty impressive to see it move up. So Turnkey's saying that Simpler Trading is a platform that's similar in fractional costs. Yeah, I think I must know you are, Turnkey, because you mentioned that in one of the Discords as well, like it's a third of the cost or something. I can't comment really. I don't really follow Simpler Trading. If they have the squeeze indicator like this, then sure they do. If they have the trend part of it, sure they do. That's awesome. Cool. Then people should go for that. For me, like I said, I'm sticking with Nate. I'm sticking with Nate's experience with his ability to turn profits quickly using the system, plus his own experience at looking at patterns. Does the Simpler Trading system actually have the pattern recognition though? According to Nate, this is almost impossible at the moment to do, although people are working on it. I suspect that Simpler Trading doesn't have the ability to spot these patterns, like a W pattern or a bull flag or whatnot. They may have the ability to do the squeeze. Simpler Trading is by John Carter, right? Like that's his company. So he obviously is an expert on the squeeze. So clearly he would have a similar system that looks at squeezes in different time frames. So I'm not too surprised on that at all. So yeah. So overall, I don't fully recommend the scanner yet. I've had access to it for a while. Haven't taken any trades from it. Going to work on it, see what I think. Some people seem to think it's amazing. What I do recommend though is checking out the different reviews that I've done. And so if you look at the stuff I'll put up here, so we'll just put the presentation to here. So let's see. Try and see. You see I'm tired. Tonto wants to come on. All right, Tonto, I'll send you the link if you want to come on. Just don't be a douchebag. Don't be like some troll that I've had a fight with in the past. If you are, I'll just cut you off like faster than you can imagine. I'd love to talk to you though. So let me see how to do that. Nobody's actually ever asked to come on, so give me a second to find out, and we can chat about anything you want to kind of chat about. So let me see. Sorry, guys, just bear with me. I'm half asleep. I've had a long weekend. Let me see. Guests can see. Guests, blah, blah, blah. Let's see how to get people on here. Let me see. Private chats. Never actually had anybody take me up on my offer for this. So it's let me see. It'll turn out you're some guy who was like mad at me for banning them from Sidekick Traders or something. Let me see. While I'm doing this, just let me put up the SAM scanner. I know you can do it before you go live, but I'm not sure if you can invite people after you're live. So I'm just checking just now to see presentations, screen. You look wrecked. Thanks. That's fantastic. Yeah, I basically don't stop working. I trade all the time. I publish stuff all the time. I'm just like, I really want to talk to somebody though. Like, I want somebody on here, and so I'm trying to figure out how to do it. They give you a link before you go live, to like invite other people. Let me see settings. Audio, virtual background, record hotkeys, layout, guests. You think clicking on guests would give you like a link? Doesn't though. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get you on, Mr. Tonto. We can do like a kind of a different one maybe tomorrow or something. I think it might be easier. Let me see if I click on you. Maybe it just says like, it just says delete comment, put user in timeout, ban user. Well, I don't want to do any of those things. Not yet. Yeah, at least. Guess this is pushing my use of this program to its max. Anyway, sorry, Tonto. I think we'll have to do it a different day. I can't see how to invite somebody, even though they allow you to do it previously, like before you go live, they allow you to invite people. I just assumed they'd allow you to invite people during the presentation as well, but they don't, as far as you can see. Nope, can't find it. Sorry. I'd love to talk to you. So maybe if I do this again tomorrow night, similar time, if you're around, we could have a chat, one-on-one. It'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty good. So anyway, let me keep going because it's basically not going to happen. The looks of it. I wish it would. All right. So CR says trading futures in the middle of the night. No, I'm just exhausted, man. I have a baby, a 6-month-old baby. I have a really sick wife. I have like 5 businesses. I'm just exhausted. So if I seem exhausted, I am, and that's why. Anyway, any other questions, you guys? So do you want to see more stuff about Profit Surge Trader? Do you want to see stuff about Daily Profits Live? I'm in all of them. I'm in all of Nate's stuff. Anything that basically goes. If not, I'm just going to do some basic chat about some of the reviews I've done for people that are watching this in the future after this is posted. So I'm going to go and kind of show some of my reviews and link to them so that people can get more details as they need. So the first thing I want to talk about is my favorite thing of all time, which is not Daily Profit Lives. Daily Profit Lives is not my favorite, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit if I have a chance, because Daily Profit Lives is not as good as Profit Surge Trader, and it kind of bothers me in some ways that it's not. And maybe you guys feel the same. I don't know. It's overwhelming, like CR saying. It's also not as, I wouldn't say accurate, but like I'd say it's way more risky. Like I feel like it's way more chilled out and less risky to do the Profit Surge Trader, which is this link right here. And I'm going to put that up on my screen right now because this is what I've been keeping track of for the last little bit. So let me start shutting screens down so I can kind of keep a handle on what's going on here. Maybe Saturday nights are not the best time for me to do these things, but let's see. So NetBear, Profit Surge Trader. Let's get that up on the screen. Make sure you guys can see it. So unfortunately, you're going to see my weary looking face, my giant blue crazy eyes right now. Don't worry, that's going to go away very soon as I hit the present button right here and hit slides. Man, I hate babies. Presentation slides. You have no slides. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. We want to go to here. Remove. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. All right. So we're going to go through the basic NetBear Profit Surge Trader review. This is my favorite service from them, like I said before. So let me see what other people are saying here. that was let's just put things up here. That was the thing I was going to ask you, was about Daily Profits Live and was it worth it? Tonto, so I got access to Daily Profits Live. Full transparency, um, I have access to every single service that these guys offer, and I have access to every track record that they have, and I have access to every single trade he makes. Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader is by far the most profitable and by far the most relaxed service out of all of them. Now, it may be a drawdown in Daily Profits Live, and I'm always reluctant to say, oh, Daily Profits Live sucks. It's not profitable right now. So it's very hard for me to judge because he's taken so many trades. He could go on a tear for the next 6 months and make $500,000. But right now, I would definitely recommend what I'm showing on the screen, which is Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader review over Daily Profits Live. It's 10 times cheaper for a start, which for some people might not matter. Doesn't matter too much to me, except I'd rather make money with Profit Surge Trader than DPL. So yeah. So the Nate Bear Profit Surge Trader stuff, for you guys that don't know much about it, I'll go through real quick because I know a few people that are watching this are pretty much experts on this. You can stop me anytime, talk about TPS or whatever. So the basic idea is really simple. It's summed up here. They call it one ticker payouts. So the idea is that you have a one ticker which has had a surprise earnings for the month. So it's PLTR for the month of March. It has a gap up, and then research from Yale and all these other places have shown that this thing will most likely grind up, not linearly, but grind up, up and down, up and down. No stocks go up or down straight away. They always grind up or down. And basically, they call it one ticker payouts. Part of that is the fact that one tickers, people love, it's a marketing strategy. People love the idea of one ticker for the month, But it doesn't mean you just trade that one ticker. You'll trade that one ticker on Mondays with calls usually. But you also trade a couple other bonus trades that he comes up with from the SAM scanner as well, which again is why I'm not pushing people to buy the SAM scanner, because you're going to get bonus trades if you join Profit Surge Trader with this. So why bother, why bother buying both? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, he goes live at 12 at Eastern time every single Monday. It's like clockwork. He goes through his thought processes, the squeeze ideas, what squeeze time frames, what he's seeing, why he thinks this is worth actually buying. Research, like I said, has shown that this profit surge after a surprise earnings is a real, proper, proven strategy. But Nate's take on it with his TPS really adds that extra oomph to it. I've seen his verified broker statements, so I've seen those. I've talked to the company he works for. They have put him through the ringer, and they put me through the ringer. Actually, I did an interview for them a few years ago where I did a kind of semi ad for them. I did a testimonial essentially for them, not for Nate stuff, for some other service that I was in, and they made me show my verified broker statements as well. So I know this to be true. So that's kind of something that might come out of this crazy live that I'm doing right now, is there's no doubt that this really happened. Nate really did turn 37,000 into 2.7 million in four years, which is pretty staggering because most people fail miserably, let's face it. So any of these links you can click on. You can watch his interview with a professional journalist. I also did an interview recently with him. You'll find it under the live channel on my YouTube as well. And you can check it out and see what we had to say. It's also in this article right here, this live interview I did in January with him. Wow, time goes fast. It's already March. That's crazy. So you can definitely check that out. Hopefully I got some more information out of him than the journalist did, who was probably, let's face it, primed to, give him easy to answer questions or whatever. Here's the link again to Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trade article review that I do. Let's see what people are saying, and then we can continue. Tonto's still saying things, so I'm new to this, but I have a lot of time on my hands now. I wanted to know if it helped speed me up. Turnkey is saying PST. PST, post-traumatic stress disorder comes to mind, although it's not quite right. PST, Pacific Standard Time, I guess. So this stands for Profit Surge Trader. It's the best bang for the buck. I agree 100%. Buy Profit Surge Trader. It's the best bang for the buck. Tonto says, I'm new to this, but I have a lot of time. That's cool. Time's always good. Time's valuable. I wouldn't buy DPL if I was you. I hope nobody from Monument Traders Alliance is watching this. But I don't think it'll help. I think it'll just really bombard you with a lot of stuff that you don't need. If you follow the DPL consistently, would that get me to making a decent amount within a reasonable time? It's very difficult to say. From the track record that I've seen, he's on an upswing this year, which is great. And so it's possible. It's possible. But we have had a really good bull market. And so it's the problem with these types of questions is, what's the market going to do? If it starts to swing down, it's not going to be as profitable probably, because he does prefer, even though his last name is Bear, he still prefers bull markets, right? Most of his stuff is calls. I honestly wouldn't go for DPL. I'm just being brutally honest. I would not buy DPL as my choice for a $2,000 service or whatever it costs. I have it, by the way. So like, it's not like I haven't tried it. It's just hard. It's hard. It's fast. It's not like you buy Profit Surge Trader and then buy DPL and get 10 times the profits, you know? So DPL is these swing trades, and he's conservative on them. And so being conservative, you tend to win more, and you make money, and you barely do any work, and it's fantastic. But when you switch to DPL, it's like lotto, quick 5-minute lotto, quick 5-minute lotto, 10-minute quick lotto, 0 DTE. It's like, you're like, oh God, oh no, So don't get me wrong. There's tons of people out there that love DPL. It's just not for me, and I just want you to get like the full feel for it, as best we can. And we could maybe on like another live stream, like you're saying, we could go through and like go through DPL in detail. And I mean, I could open up right now if you guys want to. It looks like that's something that you guys might want to do. So Tonto saying, I appreciate your honesty. A Turnkey saying, which authors are conducting the DPL? So this is one big one that I had a problem with. So I've sat in on DPL a few times. Haven't taken any trades, full transparency. I haven't taken any of his trades yet. But there's two other guys. There's Nate G and there's G-Man or something. They're both volunteers. They offer tons of other like lottos. Some of them work amazingly, and you think they're the best traders ever, and some of them tank horrendously, and you think they're the worst traders ever. It's too varied for me. It's just too varied. Like, you want consistency. You don't want like lottos, like, in my opinion. But it's just me. That's not. We have different stages of trading. Like, I'm at a point where I'm not taking lottos to build a $2,000 account, but some people might be. So it's hard to say. Turnkey is saying, yep, I agree with that. He says, I want a service that involves Nate and Brian B. Brian as in Bryan, so Brian Bottarelli from the War Room. I'm reviewing the War Room at the moment. I've been in it for a while. I was in it years ago, and now I'm in it again. And so it's looking really good to me. So I'm definitely going to be doing more content on the War Room with Brian B as well, if that's the guy you're talking about, which I assume it is. Just with the misspelling, which I also do as well in my reviews. I forget it's Brian with a Y. I think it's Brian with a Y. Again, not too sure. So yeah. You guys want to see inside anything? Do you want to see inside DPL, see what's going on there? Do you want to see inside, like, what services do you guys want to see? Because I really have nothing else to say apart from buy this if you don't already have it, and you want to basically do some really easy trades once a week. Buy the Profit Surge Trader, linked in the comments below, linked in the chat on the right. If you have any questions about Nate himself, I know Nate personally. I've known him for years. I've known his history. I know the guy pretty well. So any questions about whether he's legit, what his results are, I put most of the stuff that I talk about on YouTube inside here. I also try and do screenshots as much as possible. And it's interesting to find out that really during this last huge run on, like, here's the woodpecker pattern, just totally random, but like, here's the woodpecker pattern. The SAM software doesn't pick up on this, but Nate does. So like, how can you beat this? Like, this is different. This is a whole different level. And I asked Nate, I sent him an email, and he said it just doesn't pick up on these types of patterns. It just doesn't. And so like, it's impossible to replace Nate with AI, or it's not even real AI. It's just a scanner, right? So the woodpecker pattern is a staple of his. It proves to be really profitable. So we've seen some huge moves, 50%, 100% moves just from these woodpecker patterns, which has been amazing. And again, it's all over my YouTube. I put them in this review as well, so you guys can see it as well. I did take a loss. I've forgotten what that was. It was Burl. I think I got stopped out because it was too tight of a stop. Again, that happened with AMD with me. I had too tight of a stop as well. But people are just like head over heels in love with this guy in terms of the results. And I've been doing this for a long time now. Not a long time, but like serious time. I even asked them for their exact records. So legally, so they have to go through a process where they're not allowed to just send out results. They have to have their legal team, which is compliance with the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, and show their exact results. And this is what they had for up until December of this last year. So this was conceived in August, so this was not that long amount of time at all. But it's a very profitable service. You can see this on the review as well. And this is like approved by their legal team. So to get anything out of them, it has to be approved by their legal compliance team, which is really good in some ways, really annoying in other ways because it takes time and effort. But for $179 for a year, it's pretty phenomenal. So yeah, let me check to see if there's any comments. I've just been kind of babbling about this stuff. Let me see. So let me see which authors are conducting. We've talked about that. It's G-Man and Nate G, who isn't Nate B, who is Nate Bear. So we've talked about that a little bit. Tonto says thank you. So Turnkey says he wants the Nate and Brian stuff. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I have so many like testimonials from people. So one thing, if you're watching this, maybe in the future, I know there's not many people watching it live right now because it's like a Saturday night and nobody wants to listen to me talk about this nonsense. But if you want to join the Nate Bear Profit Surge Trader and you want to do it with other people, so you can join the room, but it's like 3,000 people in the room that he has, and you get it open for an hour at noon Eastern Time Mondays. If you want to be in a Discord, which gives you the ability to talk to everybody, like some of the guys are commenting here, 24 hours a day, anytime, then just send me an email with a copy of some sort of confirmation that you purchased the service, the Daily Profits live service, and I'll send you a link to come and join the Discord that I run, which allows you to get access to people who have already been in this service for a long time and kind of know like what they want to do with it, what they've done with it, and how it works. And here are some screenshots from that. It's just people saying how amazing it is. People do love DPL. So don't get me wrong. It's not a bad service. It's just not for me right now. And so I want to make that clear. Mike 113 loves DPL. Made 300 my first day. Also joined PST last week. My first trade there, paid for the subscription. So you can go through this article again. I'll link it in the comments below. I'll link it in the thing at the moment. And yeah, does anybody have any other questions while we're live? I wish I'd advertised this, but it was kind of just like a one-off, like let's just try something type of thing. So yeah. So CRR is saying he's taking credit spreads. I know Lance from ThetaTraders.com also takes credit spreads and things on some of these trades, and they work really well. If you're interested in doing spreads, I would definitely say that one of the best services, and full disclosure again, I am part of thetatraders.com. I helped the service get going and help run it. I just put a link in the comments here. So thetatraders.com. There's ways to take spreads on these alerts that can limit your downside, which for some people can be really reassuring, right? So I've linked to thetatraders.com in the chat, and I also put a link in the comments below this video as well. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So I agree with that. I think it's a good thing to do. So my email. So I keep giving out my email because I'm finding people are emailing me more and more, and I'm starting to make some good connections with people, and people are getting their questions answered on certain services. I've been doing this a decade now. I've been a member of I'm a member of a lot of services. And I honestly think I'm the most honest. And I know it sounds weird, but honesty is a strange concept, right? Because you can be honest about something, but like I'm not going to push you into DPL if you have a $2,000 account, barely have day traded, and just because I think I can get some sort of commission from doing that. So I try to be as clear as possible about what advantages or disadvantages you'll get from these services. If you want to email me, it's just Stock Alerts Reviewed. So just the name of the channel, Stock Alerts Reviewed. I'm just typing in Stock Alerts Reviewed at protonmail.com. The protonmail.com is not me hiding from anything. People always think I'm somehow sneaking anonymous. It's just a random email address I picked years ago. So Stock Alerts Reviewed at protonmail.com. Email me, ask me these questions. If you want, we can even set up some live streams where we have 3, 4, 5 people all talking about this stuff all in one thing, giving different opinions. I would love that. If we could do something like that as a group, where we have haters, as I call them, or trolls and lovers of the service and people in between, I would love to do something like that. So email me if you're up for something like that, because I can set it up easily before I go live randomly like I did tonight. So yeah, be pretty good. Anyway, like CR says, Profit Surge Trader at 179 is a total bargain. Check out my review on it. Check out the testimonials I've put in there. Email me if you still don't think it's the right fit for you, and I'll try and guide you to what might well be the best fit for you. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. I'm going to go because I'm really tired. I have a baby coming back from a babysitter in the next few minutes, and I don't want that to disrupt the live stream. I need to spend some time with her as well. It's also good. So that'll be fun. So hopefully you guys have got something out of this. In the future, if people are watching this, just check the comments below. I'll put a lot of the links that I've talked about in here down below, so you can find the stuff that you're looking for as well. So anyway, guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. It's a shame I couldn't get Tonto on. Thank you again, CR, and I hope you have a good weekend as well. And let's get started again on Monday with Profit Surge Trader. I'm going to look forward to the picks on Monday. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Talk to you soon.